Hello, Libras. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. What I like to do is just go on and give you your general romance reading, and it's valid until the end of this month. Ladies and gentlemen, I've decided to go on and use my African tarot deck as already shuffled and displayed as we see here. Okay? So, if this reading resonates for you guys, go on and give it a big thumbs up and be sure to remember to share. And remember, the energies of this reading can be vice versa, okay, as you're kind of going through this reading. And if you've yet to subscribe, Libras, please take a few moments to subscribe. So, prior to getting into your reading, I like to just go on and just make a few general observations. Just a quick scan just to see a few things that I'm kind of seeing, that I'm observing in this reading, and then we'll just go on and jump in with both feet into the interpretations of these cards here, okay? I'm feeling that, although Libra, there are problems now, I'm feeling that your relationship can certainly go the distance if, really the two of you kind of work at it, And I'm kind of feeling that some of you might even be, in fact, desiring to have some type of reconciliation with someone, more than likely that perhaps that either harmed you or you harmed them. But it certainly shows here, I'm feeling that that's certainly indeed possible. Okay, I'm also feeling that one of you appears to kind of be a bit overbearing or kind of power driven, And I'm feeling that it seems to have been perhaps a communication imbalance here that I'm getting, and I'm feeling that some of you may even have been involved in some type of abusive type relationship that perhaps even involved drugs and alcohol or some type of something that perhaps that you're doing, that either you or the person that you were involved with were doing, things that were detrimental, ladies and gentlemen, to either your health or his or hers. Okay, I'm also feeling, also emotional and spiritual abuse, and I'm seeing, of course, some type of a relationship ending. Okay, and it seems to suggest that, Libra, you might decide to kind of part with someone. Okay, I'm kind of feeling that there are several exes that you have, multiple exes for many of you. Okay, and I'm feeling that getting a sense of several past relationship failures, or perhaps you're feeling that you've been kind of repeating some type of a cycle, like a repeated type occurrence here. Okay, so let's go on and get started and dive right on into your reading and look at the bottom card here and see what we have. Okay, we have this double card there, and this card refers to a Capricorn, and it's all about attachments or traps, addiction, as I've already kind of brought in our discussion from the onset, in domination and bondage, and I'm feeling that, and even financial dependency, ladies and gentlemen. I'm feeling that many of you will kind of feel very attached. I'm feeling to your ex, but the connection seems to me, for many of it appears to be a very toxic type or an abusive type relationship. And one of you might even act as the other enabler in some sense, kind of supporting the other's addiction, if you will. I'm kind of feeling that you're going to feel that things will kind of never get better. And, I'm kind of getting a sense with this card that there will be also, I'm feeling, because of this being a devil card, a lot of power struggles, at least with sex, and I'm feeling that you're going to have a hard time kind of letting go. However, ladies and gentlemen, this is of your own making. You have to understand this, and you certainly can disconnect yourself from this person if it is what you desire to do, so it's not like you have to kind of stay chained to this person like that forever. Okay, so let's just go on and just get in more depth just to see exactly how does this X, or potential, as I said, it seems you have many suitors here, many exes, and just to really see how he or she really feels for you. Okay, we have Judgment there. Okay, and the ruler of this card, ladies and gentlemen, is Pluto, and it denotes, it represents a fire sign, a Leo, Aries, Indoor, Sagittarius. And it appears I'm feeling that your ex kind of wants to kind of reconcile, in a way, but kind of sees you as kind of being a bit, perhaps, judgmental. I'm getting with this card. And I'm feeling that he or she kind of feels that you have recently kind of gone through some type of a struggle, or perhaps a very hard period in life, and now kind of feel less stressed. I'm feeling that your ex feels the two of you have a karmic type debt. It seems to settle, and they feel that you're unsure, ladies and gentlemen, about your connection, and that you might even be kind of contemplating with this card giving up. Okay, looking at your next card here, we have that Page of Pentacles, and this card denotes an earth sign, and of course it's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And this card is all about, focusing our attention and having the needed perseverance to withstand things. Okay, so your ex might kind of feel that you are kind of with them out of convenience. And as I suggested to you, these energies could be vice versa. Either you could be feeling that, or he or she might feel that, or just for the physical, ladies and gentlemen, or even in fact the emotional aspects of that this relationship kind of provides you. Okay. So despite that, I'm feeling they see you as smart, okay, very persistent, and even open minded. And even with this card, very introverted, quieted, an individual who is who is always very patient, but kind of waiting on him or her to kind of reach you. I feel that they see you, ladies and gentlemen, as very hardworking, very practical, in fact, your ex kind of feels you have no time for him or her anymore. I'm kind of feeling. As many of you might be kind of more focused, it seems, on more career oriented things, or even potentially you're just focusing on your goals and perhaps trying to better your life here that I'm getting. Okay. So let's look at your next card there. We have that Ten of Cups, and this card denotes a water signs, okay? And Mars certainly is in Pisces with this card, but of course it also can denote, a Cancer in or a Scorpio. So this card is all about joy, openness, and contentment. So your ex, therefore, feels that you are usually there for them and really kind of want to establish a solid relationship. They also might even feel that you are happy with someone else. Okay. And your ex kind of really kind of cares and loves you. I'm kind of getting here. Okay. So let's go on and examine, because we have to understand with any romantic situation, there are certainly things that are important and things that are not when it comes to certain situations. So let's first examine what's important here. Okay. We have the Nine of Wands there. And this card refers to a fire sign, okay, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. And the moon is, in fact, it's this card's ruler, okay, usually is in Sagittarius, okay? So this card is all about preparedness, discipline, and kind of a final challenge or some sort that might be kind of cropping up for you guys, or you kind of, having the strength to endure it. So now it's certainly the time for you to kind of take a stand, stand up for yourself, because you certainly have enough strength in reserve. Maybe you might have to have an argumentative type approach or an attitude with your ex, but remain less defensive, I'm kind of feeling. And this card is kind of maybe asking you to be a bit more cautious with this person and try not to kind of, get too close too soon, should you do decide to reconcile, and, try to make a decision, ladies and gentlemen, since it appears there are, more than one person, competing for your attention, kind of maybe you want to give up a relationship in support of kind of, having another, a relationship that may have been very difficult for you that you just won't let go. You have to know your worth in this situation. So again, if you want your ex, a decision will in fact be required, or he or she might kind of, I'm feeling, maybe move in a different direction, that I'm getting. So now, in fact, we already discussed what's important. Let's go on and let's see what's not important in your situation here. We have that Five of Wands card there. So this card also denotes a fire sign, okay? Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. And certainly Saturn is certainly in Leo with this card. And this card is all about, a lot of conflict and hassles and competition and even strife, ladies and gentlemen. So now it's certainly not the time to kind of make a concerted effort or kind of take a risk to win this person's affection. Okay? Let's move on and see what's hitting. Okay, we have that. The Four of Swords there, and that this card refers to an air sign, okay? And we have Gemini, Libra, and or Aquarius. And Jupiter kind of rules this card, and it usually falls within the Libra. Okay, so this card is all about, kind of retreating or kind of hiding, or even in fact resting, or even in fact, ladies and gentlemen, acting dead, or depression or some form of solitude. So you or your ex might even decide to kind of give the relationship a break for a while, to kind of get some understanding, ladies and gentlemen, of what you kind of really want in the way of a relationship. And I'm kind of feeling that I'm seeing many delays associated with this connection with this ex, which might even cause perhaps a force, some of you uh, to kind of go in a different direction, or kind of maybe cause you to kind of have a forced break that would allow you, ladies and gentlemen, a chance to kind of recharge your energies, because one of you might even kind of get ill during this process and might even have to go to the hospital. Okay, so although this process might not be easy, this card is kind of really urging you to kind of persevere and to kind of, to be honest with you, to press on. And then we have, if you do decide to reconcile with this person, why don't we examine what would be your potential challenge, that might kind of crop up or you'll have to deal with here. We have that Hierophant there, and this represents, denotes a Taurus, but of course I connected also with all earth signs here, because that could also, again, with the Capricorn and Virgos. And this card is all about convention, ladies and gentlemen, loyalty, respect and conformity. So, being, a bit, I'm kind of feeling, when it comes to your ex, a bit rebellious might cause a challenge, and kind of listening to others when you should kind of trust your own instincts. I'm kind of feeling that the two of you might even conceal things from one another, or which I kind of feel that that's going to add to your frustration. Additionally, ladies and gentlemen, one of you might even be a bit narrow minded in your approach. And, perhaps might need to stop worrying about what others think about your relationship, because everyone seems to have a say, I'm feeling. All right. So with this card, it's kind of urging you, okay, to kind of try to think new and kind of find another way to kind of deal with this person, I'm feeling, in order to kind of make things happen the way that you would like it to happen. Okay, so let's go on and move on to your outcome here. We have that Five of Chalices card there, and that denotes a water sign, that's Scorpio, Pisces, or even Cancer. And of course, Mars is in fact in Scorpio. Okay, so this card is all about, upheaval once again, this breakup, emotional loss has already kind of denoted from the onset, as well as guilt and, disappointment that I'm kind of getting here. This card doesn't look good, or it really forebodes that well for an outcome. But, so I'm feeling that even if you do kind of reconcile, I'm feeling that some type of crises perhaps might happen, perhaps during this time frame, from now until the end of the month. And I kind of see you mourning a loss, or kind of feeling a sense of regret, and you might even decide to kind of let someone go during this process. Alternatively, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling that some of you might even want your ex to kind of return, but he or she might not come back within this specified time frame, at least right now, I'm feeling, okay? Because this card is kind of urging you to kind of avoid crying over spilt milk, and kind of past hurts, and move on with your life, and stop comparing perhaps past relationships with the present. Okay, because many of you're gonna feel kind of a sense of obligation, I'm feeling, to this person. And I think that this person, ladies and gentlemen, will in fact come back, but just not right now, because when you have that card there, it certainly gives a sense that all is not lost. Something that certainly, seems to be still salvageable. So just know that there will be, other romantic opportunities that will be available to you guys. So in addition to your reading, I just wanted to just give you a bit more part and advice into your situation. Okay, so I decided to flip two more oracle cards, and we have, basically this card here it's a more of a is a base chakra card. So it's kind of urging you, ladies and gentlemen, to kind of, use your base chakra. And just to let you know exactly in terms of where that's located, it's actually located near the base of your spine, and it's closely related to, things of the earth, such as trying to just survive, and, just being safe. So this card is telling you to just kind of just, contemplate on this card when you're kind of fearing, your safety in terms of a relationship, perhaps with this person that you may have been dealing with. Okay, and then it shows you here that with this manifest card, it certainly shows that, ladies and gentlemen, you all have the power to manifest the type of romantic situation that you'd like to manifest. This card is just urging you, just maybe you want to take a step back and just really contemplate what it is that you want in a real relationship, and just send those positive energies out there into the universe so that you can manifest the things that you want. So Libra, this is what I have for you. And once again, if this reading resonates, go on and give it a big thumbs up, and feel free to share it with others. And if you've yet to subscribe, please take a few moments to do so. If you'd like a more personalized reading, contact me at WAT61073 at gmail.com. Enjoy your day.